$10,000 a month as a student. The only issue is there's a lot of BS out there. There's a lot of misinformation, and there's a lot of people making it seem a lot easier than it actually is. So in today's video, I'm going to break down the 3 main components you need to focus on in order to make $10,000 a month as a student. Now in this video, I'm going to give you the 3 main components, but after you finish watching this video, I'm going to leave a link in the description, and that link will take you to my most popular videos. The video breaks down the 7 to 8 most popular online business models and will help you break down and figure out what will work the best for you this year. Now, the first thing you need in order to hit $10,000 a month as a student is the right vehicle. And let me tell you what I mean. You see, the thing is, you need a means. You need an opportunity that is big enough, but not too risky, you can actually achieve $10,000 a month as a student. Now, I will say that $10,000 a month, and I'm really not trying to be insensitive here. I understand that I was a fringe case. I hit $10,000 a month when I was 17 years old, but I'm going to talk about that a little later on in this video and how I actually got to that place. I hit $10,000 a month when I was 17 years old, and by the end of that year, before I turned 18, I was hitting $30,000 to $40,000 a month. So I'm speaking here from experience. You need a vehicle, a way that you can make that sort of money, but a way in which you're not going to risk losing all of the money that you do have. So the first thing that I will tell you is trading is out the window. I'm going to be very honest with you. There's a lot of traders out there that are trying to sell you BS, because when you sign up with their little affiliate link and you get your $10 free, blah, 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 when you lose money, that's actually where they make money. They don't make money on the little $10 or $20 sign up that they get when you join. They make money when you lose. They're literally incentivized for you to lose. And listen, that's just the honest truth of it. Even if you have $1,000, for you to take $1,000 and turn that into $10,000 or $20,000 in a single year is actually very difficult. The amount of successful trades, the average of all those successful trades is very, very difficult. Whereas for you to take $1,000 and invest that into starting a very lean online business, I mean, by the end of the year, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars. I don't think realistically you're going to hit hundreds of thousands of dollars in your first year. It happens sometimes, but it's very unrealistic. But definitely by the end of the year, you should be making more than your average salary if you were just working a traditional 9 to 5. And the best part is you should be able to do it remotely. So in order to make money, you need something that spits out free cash flow. And what I mean by that is profit that you can actually use. Because here's the other thing I'm going to tell you. People always look at net worth. They go, oh, he has $100 million net worth, but his entire net worth is in his company. And he can't take out money out of his company because he may have investors or this or that. Or you have certain people, for example, a lot of people in the property game where they have a lot of money, their portfolio is worth a lot, but they're not very cash rich. They don't actually have a lot of cash laying around. They're wealthy, but their money is tied up in places, and that's not the place that you want to be at when you're first starting a business. So a lot of businesses, like for example, building a proper e-commerce brand. And by the way, when I say proper e-commerce brand, once again, I'm speaking from experience. I've had an eyewear company for a few years, and the thing is, the packaging, everything is beautiful. We've got this beautiful black velvet finish on the inside. So this business is okay. It's my smallest business. It makes around $1.2 to $1.5 million a year. And that sounds great until you realize that we have 50% margins. So I'm only keeping 50% of that money. And it's even worse when you realize that any of my profit that I make, I can't keep. I have to roll that into new stock, because especially a product like this is actually very difficult to make. So for me to put in an order now of another 5,000 to 10,000 units, I may only get that in 3, 4, 5 months, depending on the time of the year. So even though someone would look at it and go, that's a $1.5 million a year business at 50% margins, you never actually get to keep that profit because you always have to reinvest into the business. And that is very different to, for example, a service-based business. So if you're offering a service to clients, whether that be building their marketing business, my first venture, and at that point, it was really more of a side hustle, but still I was making a few $1,000s a month back in 2014. And granted, I only did that for a few months, and then that business model stopped working, and then I moved to the next thing. But really the point is, I was putting in work between 2014 to 2017. And it took me 3 years to hit my first $10,000 a month. And that's totally fine. That's actually pretty cool. If you work as hard as I did, do I think it will take you 3 years? No, because it's so crazy. The internet moves so quickly that back in 2014, I didn't have the opportunities that you can have today. Even things like getting payment processors was so difficult back then. It was such a struggle to even just try to do business being a 14-year-old. Whereas these days you have